How you doing, chat? Welcome to today's one-year Bible read chat. Today is day 243 in a row. Coming from the one-year Bible. Today we're reading from August the 31st because we're 2 days early, which means we started 2 days early. We were so eager. We're so eager we started 2 days early. And today's read chat is coming from Job 37, 1 through 39, in 2 Corinthians 4:13 through 5, then Psalms 44, 9 to 26, and in Proverbs 22:13 to wrap up today's read. Welcome, 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 welcome. Uh, if you want to join, we're doing this for 365 days, and this is day 243. Um, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, you just so happen to join right now, this very second. This is our one-year Bible read on the Limitless Core channel. Um, and today's read is coming from Job. Well, beginning with Job. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Job 37, 1 through 39. Elihu continued, "My heart pounds as I think of this. It trembles within me. Listen carefully to the thunder of God's voice, as it rolls from his mouth. It rolls across the heavens, and his lightning flashes in every direction. Then comes the roaring of the thunder, the tremendous voice of his majesty. He does not restrain it when he speaks. God's voice is glorious in the thunder. We can't even imagine the greatness of his power. He directs the snow to fall on the earth and tells the rain to pour down. Then he tells everyone to stop working so they can watch his power. The wild animals take cover and stay inside their dens. The stormy wind comes from his chamber, and the driving winds bring the cold. God's breath sends the ice, freezing wide expanses the water. He loads the clouds with moisture, and they flash with his lightning. The clouds churn about his direction and do whatever he commands throughout the earth. He makes these things happen either to punish people or to show his unfailing love. Pay attention to this, Job. Stop and consider the wonderful miracles of God. Do you know how God controls the storm and causes the lightning to flash from his clouds? Do you understand how he moves the clouds with wonderful perfection and skill? When you are sweltering in your clothes and the wind dies down and everything is still, he makes the skies reflect the heat like a bronze mirror. Can you do that? So teach the rest of us what to say to God. We are too ignorant to make our own arguments. Should God be notified that I want to speak? Can people even speak when they are confused? We cannot look at the sun, for it shines brightly in the sky. When the wind clears away the clouds, so also golden splendor comes from the mountain of God. He is clothed in dazzling splendor. We cannot imagine the power of the Almighty. But even though he is just and righteous, he does not destroy us. No wonder people everywhere fear him. All who were wise show him reverence. Then the Lord answered Job from the whirlwind. Who is this that questions my wisdom with such ignorant words? Brace yourself like a man, because I have some questions for you, and you must answer them. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me, if you know so much, who determined its dimensions and stretched out the surveying line? What supports its foundations, and who laid its cornerstone? As the morning stars sang together, and all the angels shouted for joy. Who kept the sea inside its boundaries as it burst from the womb? As I clothed it with clouds, and I wrapped it in thick darkness. For I locked it behind barred gates, limiting its shores. I said, this far and no further will you come. Here your proud waves must stop. Have you ever commanded the morning to appear, and caused the dawn to rise in the east? Have you made daylight spread to the ends of the earth, to bring an end to the night's wickedness? As the light approaches, the earth takes shape like clay pressed beneath a seal. It is robed in brilliant colors. The light disturbs the wicked and stops the arm that is raised in violence. Have you explored the springs from which the seas come? Have you explored their depths? Do you know where the gates of death are located? Have you seen the gates of utter gloom? Do you realize the extent of the earth? Tell me about it if you know. Where does light come from, and where does darkness go? Can you take each to his home? Do you know how to get there? But of course you know all this, for you were born before it all was created, and you are so very experienced. Have you visited the storehouses of the snow, or seen the storehouses of hail? I have reserved them as weapons for the time of trouble, for for the day of battle and war? Where's the path to the source of light? Where's the home of the east wind? Who created a channel for the torrents of rain? Who laid out the path for the lightning? Who makes the rain fall on barren land? In a desert where no one lives, who sends rain to satisfy the parched ground and make the tender grass spring up? Does the rain have a father? Who gives birth to the dew? Who is the mother of the ice? Who gave birth to the frost from the heavens? For the water turns to ice as hard as rock, and the surface of the water freezes. Can you direct the movement of the stars, binding the cluster of the Pleiades, or loosening the cords of the Orion? Can you direct the constellations through the seasons, or guard the bear with their cubs across the heavens? Do you know the laws of the universe? Can you use them to regulate the earth? Can you shout to the clouds and make it rain? Can you make lightning appear and cause it to strike as you direct? Who gives intuition to the heart and instinct to the mind? Who is wise enough to count all the clouds? Who can tilt the water jars of heaven? When the parched ground is dry and the soil has hardened into clods, can you stalk prey for a lioness and satisfy the young lion's appetites as they lie in their dens, or crouch in the thicket? Who provides food for the ravens when their young cry out to God and wonder about in hunger? Do you know when the wild goats give birth? Have you watched as deer are born in the wild? Do you know how many months they carry their young? Are you aware of the time of their delivery? They crouch down to give birth to their young and deliver their offspring. The young grow up in open fields and then leave the home and never return. Who gives the wild donkey its freedom? Who untied its ropes? I have placed it in the wilderness. Its home is the wasteland. It hates the noise of the city, and has no driver to shout at it. The mountains are its pasture land, where it searches for every blade of grass. Will the wild ox consent to being tamed? Will it spend the night in your stall? Can you hitch a wild ox to a plow? Will it plow the field for you? Given its strength, can you trust it? Can you leave and trust the ox to do your work? Can you rely on it to bring home your grain and deliver it to your threshing floor? The ostrich flaps her wings grandly, but they are no match for the feathers of the stork. She lays her eggs on top of the earth, letting them be warmed in the dust. She doesn't even worry that a foot might crush them, or a wild animal might destroy them. She is harsh toward her young, as if they were not her own. She doesn't even care if they die. For God has deprived her of wisdom. He has given her no understanding. But whenever she jumps up to run, she passes the swiftest horse with his rider. Have you given the horse its strength, or clothed its neck with a flowing mane? Did you give it the ability to leap like a locust? Its majestic snorting is terrifying. It paws the earth and rejoices its strength when it charges out to battle. It laughs at fear and is unafraid. It doesn't run from the sword. The arrows rattle against it, and the spear and javelin flash. It paws the ground fiercely and rushes forward into battle when the ram horns blows. It snorts at the sound of the horn. It senses the battle in the distance. It quivers at the captain's commands and the noise of the battle. Is it your wisdom that makes the hawk soar and spread its wings toward the south? Is it at your command that the eagle rises to the heights to make it its nest? It lives on the cliffs, making its home on a distant rocky crag. From there, it hunts its prey, keeping watch with its piercing eyes. Its young gulp down blood. Where there's a carcass, they'll find it. And now 2 Corinthians 4:13-5. But we continue to preach because we have the same kind of faith the psalmist had when he said, I believe in God, so I spoke. We know that God, who raised the Lord Jesus, will also raise us with Jesus and present us to himself together with you. All of this is for your benefit, and as God's grace reaches more and more people, there will be great thanksgiving, and God will receive more and more glory. That is why we must never give up. Though our bodies are dying, our spirits are being renewed every day. For our present troubles are small and won't last very long, yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them and will last forever. So we don't look at the troubles we can see now. Rather, we fix our gaze on things that cannot be seen. For the things we see now will soon be gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever. For we know that when this earthly tent we live in is taken down, that is, when we die and leave this earthly body, we'll have a house in heaven, an eternal body made for us by God himself, and not by human hands. We grow weary in our present bodies, and we long to put our heavenly bodies like put on our heavenly bodies like new clothing. For when we put on our heavenly bodies, we will not be spirits without bodies. While we live in these earthly bodies, we groan and sigh. But it's not that we want to die and get rid of these bodies that clothe us. Rather, we want to put on our new bodies so that these dying bodies will be swallowed up by life. God Himself has prepared us for this, and as a guarantee, He has given us His Holy Spirit. So we are always confident, even though we know that as long as we live in these bodies, we are not at home with the Lord. For we live by believing and not by seeing. Yes, we are fully confident, and we would rather be away from these earthly bodies, for then we will be at home with the Lord. So when we are here in this body or away from this body, our goal is to please Him, for we must all stand before Christ to be judged. We will each receive whatever we deserve for the good or evil we have done in this earthly body. And now Psalms, how you doing? Give me food. Give me food. Now Psalms 44, 9-26. But now you have tossed us aside in dishonor. You no longer lead our armies to battle. You make us retreat from our enemies, and allow those who hate us to plunder our land. You have butchered us like sheep, and scattered us among the nations. You sold your precious people for pittance, making nothing on the sale. You let our neighbors mock us. We're an object of scorn and derision to those around us. You have made us the butt of their jokes, and they shake their heads at us in scorn. We can't escape the constant humiliation. Shame is written across our faces. All we hear are taunts of the mockers. All we see are the vengeful enemies. All this has happened, though we have not forgotten you. We have not violated your covenant. Our hearts have not deserted you. We have not strayed from your path. Yet you have crushed us in the jackal's desert home. You have covered us with the darkness and death. If we have forgotten the name of our God or spread our hands in prayer to foreign gods, God will surely have known it, for He knows the secret of every heart. But for your sake, we are killed every day. We're being slaughtered like sheep. Wake up, O Lord. Why do you sleep? Get up. Do not reject us forever. Why do you look the other way? Why do you ignore our suffering and oppression? We collapse in the dust, lying face down in the dirt. Rise up. Help us. Ransom us because of your unfailing love. And now, Proverbs 22:13. The lazy person claims, there's a lion out there. If I go outside, I might be killed. And now, what's your excuse? What's your excuse? What's your excuse? Some men accomplish great things and endure great suffering because they are fully engaged. No matter the challenge or the consequence, they find a way to do what is needed. When it is needed, it's called courage. The unmotivated or lazy, or those paralyzed by fear, find excuse after excuse to not do what is needed. Nothing is accomplished. If we are stuck and not moving forward, our hopes and dreams wither and die along with our bodies. When we remove our excuses, with God's help, we can move toward fulfilling our purpose in life. And now, chat, I'm going to turn off this camera really quickly, ask for clarity, wisdom, and discernment on the day's word, and then I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Oh, what's up, Ash? Okay. Um, we're gonna read this one more. We're gonna read this last piece. It's what's your excuse? Actually, I want to read these two. I'm gonna read Proverbs, and then I'm gonna read what's your excuse. So Proverbs and what's your excuse? Proverbs 22:13. The lazy person claims there's a lion out there. If I go outside, I might be killed. The lazy person claims there's a lion out there. If I go outside, I might be killed. Are you going to throw in the towel before you even start the battle? A lazy person doesn't apply themselves to the situation in order to find a solution. Are you the lazy person who won't find the solution? And now, what's your excuse? Show this one more time. I hope you feel better, Ash. I don't like feeling sick, but I also rarely get sick, you know? I have a great immune system. It's because I believe I'm immune to all things. I believe I'm immune to all things, so you know I just don't get sick very often. But what's your excuse? Some men accomplish great things or endure great suffering because they are fully engaged. No matter the challenge or the consequence, they find a way to do what is needed. When it is needed, it's called courage. The unmotivated or the lazy or those paralyzed by fear find an excuse after excuse to not do what is needed. Nothing is accomplished. If we are stuck and not moving forward, our hopes and dreams wither and die along with our bodies. When we remove our excuses, with God's help, we can move toward fulfilling our purpose in life. That is the end of the day's 1 year Bible read, chat. Oh man. Find a way. You'll 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 find a way. You know, some lemons, some lemon juice, some lemon juice. You know, but you'll find a way. Get a little more vitamin C in your body, maybe. Maybe it's you having some deficiencies. Maybe go get a checkup. But you'll find a way. You'll feel better. You'll definitely feel better. You'll find a way. You'll definitely feel better. You'll find a way. 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 I'm not going to be where on September 17th. I don't understand that. Ash, I don't understand that sentence. It's kind of confusing. It's pretty funny. You'll find a way. 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 It's gonna work out some way. You'll find a way. It's gonna work out in some way. But Chad, that's the end of the day's 1 year Bible read. This has been today, day 243 in a row. That's some angel numbers. 234. uh, you'll find a way. You'll find a way. You'll find a way. It'll work out in some way. It'll work out in some way. You'll find a way. It'll work out in some way. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out. I have no idea, but it'll work out. It'll work out in some way. Oh, that's all good. It's all good. You'll find a way. You'll find a way. It'll work out. It always works out in some way. It'll work out in some way. You'll find a way. You'll find a way. But chat, that is the end of today's 1 year Bible read. Um, Thank you for joining me for another daily read on the channel. This is the Limitless Core channel. We read the 1 year Bible again for day 243 in a row. If you want to join us for this journey, we're doing it for 365 days. We got a way to go. We still have a ways to go. Over 100 days to go, you know. Um, so if you want to join, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and like the stream. But if you've never seen this outro, surprise. And if you have, say it with me. We all have that limitless core, baby. I appreciate you. I might even love you, but I'm for sure glad you woke up today. Thank you for joining me for another One Year Bible Read on the Limitless Core channel. Woo! Woo, 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 woo. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! We're here! We're in the channel! Oh my gosh! We're in the stream! Oh my gosh! Ah! I cannot believe it! Oh my gosh! Calm down. Chill out. I know. I know. Chill. Calm down. Relax. Stop it. Oh my god, we were here. Oh. Chill, bro. Watch what you be saying too. I ain't gonna lie. Watch it. All right. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, everybody, calm down. In the audience, it's just day 243 in a row. That's all I'm saying. In a row. In a row. uh. Probably in the stream. I don't know. No idea. Maybe I think we might be stream later on tonight. Um, it depends on if my friends, uh, you know, are busy. Cause we might just do a yap session. You know, we haven't done a yap session in like 2 weeks. We might just do a yap session. We haven't done one of those in like 2 weeks. So, um, but to finish the stream, you feel me? I appreciate the presence always. It's the most valuable thing you can give me, and I truly do appreciate it. Whether it's for a minute, a millisecond, a second, or if you've been here for a while now, I truly appreciate it. I truly do appreciate it. Thank you. As always, you have a great rest of your night, because I am going to have a great rest of mine. I'm going to see you next time. Peace. See ya. See you later. See you later, alligators. At the well, crocodile. Oh, you know. Okay, I bet. See you later.